Hi, Luxies. Welcome back to the Luxury Live Show. Beside me is my gorgeous co-host, Kat L. So today, Feng Shui 2023,
Yes.
the year of rabbit. So what is Feng Shui, Kat? Do you know what is the exact
I
definition of Feng
actually
Shui?
no
Okay, so
idea.
I
I
would
just know
just
it's
like
sort of like a belief, right? Like a
yeah,
belief.
it's definitely superstition, but it's supposed to like feng and shui in Chinese is literally wind and water. And so it's sort of like how you bring balance to your environment to make your living better, like your luck, your prosperity, those things, right? And so it could apply to obviously your house, but also just like what you wear and things that you can do to make your life hopefully more lucky, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, so this year, 2023, is the year of rabbit, and Chinese New Year was just passed, like it was on January 22nd on the Gregorian calendar. And so we prepared a lot of fun content for you today. So we're going to talk about each of the Chinese horoscope, and we're going to talk about the personality of each horoscope, the lucky and unlucky things, and just sort of like, yeah, what horoscope is about, like sort of like predictions and things that you can maybe pay attention to improve your feng shui. So we have a lot of great slides for you. I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. We worked so hard on it. And also, we would really appreciate it if you could like this and share it with your friends after and, rewatch it and all that. So it would be great. Okay, Year of Rabbit. Before we even begin, I just want to remind everyone this is a live stream that Kat and I have been collaborating for the past 2 years, and we have a great audience. But if you're new here and you don't know how it works, we usually have a topic at the beginning, and then we take live questions. And for us to really catch your questions, it's much easier when you type them to type question marks. And I'll give you an example. For example, if you want to ask, what is your Chinese horoscope prediction and personality for 2023? That's how you would type it. And so that we see your comment or your question for us. And I just want to say, preface all of this with just take everything with a very big grain of salt, because obviously this is superstition and this is just us having a lot of fun surrounding this topic. And the reason why we're doing this is because, well, we have been doing this for 2 years now. So this is our second time doing feng shui, because we did that last year around Chinese New Year, and we're going to do that. We're doing it again. And I think it's going to be a recurring theme. It's because Chinese New Year literally just started. Like I said, it was on the 22nd. And some of you might wonder why Chinese New Year Day or dates always change. And it's because it's based on the lunar calendar, which, according to the references here, it's based on the cycles of moon and sun, blah, blah, blah. And it's always around 21 to 51 days behind the calendar that we know of, but it's always going to be between January 21st and February 20th. So this year was quite early. So anyway, that is why the Chinese New Year, like the literal date that it starts, is different every year. And for those of you who are interested, we took all our research from these two references. So feel free to go back and read about your sign, either in our slides or even go to these websites if you want. But it's just that we put them all together and we're discussing it. It's a live audience, so it's so much more interactive this way. And we're going to start off with the year of rabbit, just because it is the year of rabbit this year. So those of you who were born 12 years ago or 24 years ago or 36 years ago or to this year for that matter will be in the year of rabbit. And I just want to also point out, if you look at this whole chart, so the first animal in the whole Chinese horoscope is actually the rat. So it starts from the rat and it ends with the pig. But also right across from the rabbit, actually in here we can't see it properly, but right across from the rabbit is the rooster. And so that also is indicative of which sign is not going to pair well with your sign. So like the rabbit actually conflicts with the rooster, which happens to be me. But anyway, I'll let Kat talk about the rabbit.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So as Amy said, we have a lot of content. We're not sure if we could get into all your questions, but we'll try our best. We want to know as well, like if you know your sign, why don't you comment in the chat? Are you a rabbit? Is this your year? Or maybe you are a rooster? Just for fun, so that when we reach to that point, we're like, okay, it's the rooster time or it's the rabbit time. So this is 2023. It is the water rabbit. There are elements as well. A couple of slides from now, you'll see that. So, sign of the rabbit. If you look at the rabbit, if you think of the rabbit as an animal, it's very gentle, it's very peaceful. So, this year is a symbol of peace, prosperity, peace. Prosperity, why? Because rabbits, when they make a family, they tend to be a lot. So, that's kind of like prosperity as well. So, longevity. And 2023 is a year of hope. So what are the luckiest zodiac signs this year? It is the ox, the tigers, and the snakes. Now, if you remember, last year was the tiger year. And last year was not the good year for the tigers. If you had a tiger, if you are a tiger, it was apparently not such a good year for you. And then now 1 year later, you are the luckiest. Unfortunately, this year, it seems that those who are connected to the rabbit, so the rabbit themselves, dogs, horses, goats, pigs, it's not so good in terms of luck, and rats as well. So it's because we are in opposition to Tai Sui. So we fan Tai Sui. Rabbit is the most unlucky this year. So Tai Sui is one of the gods, and or actually all the gods. So you fan Tai Sui. You're basically opposing all these Chinese deities. So you got to do a little few things here and there if you are the year of the rabbit, so that you got to work a little harder. Maybe don't do so many big things. Okay. Yeah, let's move on to the next slide.
Well, monkey and roosters are actually also Tai Sui. In fact, like I said earlier, rooster is directly opposed to rabbit. So there's a lot of signs that have to work really hard this year.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the next. Okay, so let's talk about your personality. And if you are a rabbit, let's see if it's kind of right. So again, think of the rabbit. It's very soft, and you look at rabbits. Oh, it's just a cute little bunny. So again, how is the personality? Gentle, quiet, elegant, really alert as well. So you are, you're always almost like on guard. You're just always on, right? So you're alert, you're skillful, you're patient as well. So that is just kind of your personality if you are a rabbit. So there are male and female rabbits. So for the male, they have this gentle personality, but they have perseverance as well. So if you look at them, if they are faced with any adversity, they'll get through it, because then they'll just persevere. They've got high resilience. And male rabbits tend to be very successful. As for the female rabbits, again, demure, very soft, very pleasant, very pretty apparently, because they will have a pure heart. All right, let's talk about the horoscope for 2023 for rabbits. The year that you are born, and if it is the Chinese New Year, so rabbit, and it's a rabbit year, it's usually fan Tai Sui. So this is the year. You would think, right? Oh, it's my year. It's going to be the best. But in the Chinese Feng Shui, it's not. It's actually the opposite. So you are in opposition with the gods. And in this year, usually you'll face a little bit more adversity. They would encourage you not to do major life changes. So there are some here, like don't move to a new company, don't do big shifts, don't move house. You may have some problems with communication. So then they'll tell you some things to do like this, wear red underwear to ward off such bad luck. When it comes to career, got to work a little harder this year. Maybe there could be more work-related issues, challenges, disruptions. So just be calm this year. Don't do any major sudden changes. Just cruise through the year and you'll be fine. Okay, so here's some it's a little small, isn't it? But if you like, if you're on the phone, you can probably open it bigger. So at the top is the compatibility. So like how Amy was sharing, what's opposite the animal, the wheel, is the one that you're not compatible with. So starting at the bottom, rooster and rats. Rabbits are not compatible with this. So if you're looking for love, maybe take a look at this. Not to say you cannot be with them. It might be a little bit more like, opposites attract maybe. So rats and roosters. But you will be most compatible with goats, dogs like me, and pigs. Now, in terms of your lucky color, I'm taking a look at this now. Lucky number is 3, 4, 6. So if you see anything with 3, 4, 6, these are apparently lucky for you this year. And then for colors, pink, red, purple, and a blue. There are some flowers as well. Let me just take a look at the flowers. Jasmines and lilies, plantain lilies are your lucky flowers. And your lucky direction, I'm not sure how you would apply this in real life, but maybe if your things that you put in that's your lucky position, is south, east, and northwest. Unlucky things, try and avoid 1, 7, and 8. There's also things that contain the numbers. So 17, 87, similarly for the lucky ones as well. If you have 34, that's a good thing. So combinations as well, not just the single digit. And then unlucky colors, dark brown, dark yellow, maybe like a mustard, and then a white. So try to avoid these colors. And then your unlucky direction is north, west, or southwest. So I said earlier that there are elements, right? So this year is the water rabbit. And there's also the wood rabbit, fire, earth, and metal. In here, they call it like the gold rabbit, and it will give you a personality as well. So if you are a water rabbit, you're gentle, amicable, easy to adjust to different kinds of conditions, but you have kind of like a weak mindset and principle. This kind of sounds like me a little bit. Yes. All right, so we won't go through all the details here. You can always come and refer back to it, but it gives you a personality. So looking at, depending on which year, this is the water rabbit. By the way, it's been raining like crazy in Singapore. Like the water rabbit is starting off really, really strong here with a lot of water here.
Yeah, so you can easily screenshot this if you are the year of rabbit, so you can refer back to this. But yeah, referring to the lucky direction, we did several of these kinds of episodes, right, where we talk about Feng Shui, and one of the episodes that we did included the wallet, Feng Shui wallet. So just put your wallet in a lucky direction. How about that, of your house or your bedroom, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about a few careers. So if you look at the personality, they are gentle, they're really alert, they're very fast, they're perseverance. So these are the characteristics of a rabbit. So what kind of careers would suit you? So you're intellectual, you're really scholarly, and you're learned. They will enjoy a really good career and wealth because they just persevere. They can change, really quickly. And there is something about like art. So you are really gifted with calligraphy, painting. You're good with your hands, tailoring, cooking. So what are some good careers for you? Cultivation, breeding, maybe like animal breeding, education, religion, healthcare, medicine, culture, police, or judiciary work, maybe like a lawyer, and you're good in politics. Interesting. All right, in 2023, for love, right, for building relationships. So despite being all the fan tai sui and all that, actually you have a pretty general, good forecast for your love. So if you're single, this is a good year to find romance. But if you are already, you've got a partner, then maybe because of the fan tai sui, maybe some awkwardness, but don't worry, it will pass. There are some things here that says, it is suggested that you keep distance from the opposite sex, especially when closeness develops. You must put your other half's feelings first. So don't be naughty, rabbits. All right, just on the left side, you can see that we put down the calendar, the lunar calendar. So you can see there's some green ticks and there are some X's. So these are your lucky and unlucky months. It doesn't mean that the other months are more lucky or unlucky, sort of like neutral months. You know, it could be just months that you're cruising through. But then the ones in green, so your first month, so the current Chinese New Year month, 22nd January to 19th February, this is your lucky month. It's lucky. It could be lucky in love, lucky in work, lucky in school. So this is a good month for you. Fourth lunar month, that comes between May 19 to June 17. Also another lucky month. So if you want to organize things, maybe that's the month to consider. Fifth month, Chinese calendar, not a good month. So maybe you want to avoid doing, even though you're not supposed to do big changes, but try not to make even any changes during this month, fifth month. 8th month, September 15 to October 14, another good month for the rabbits. 9th, which is 15, the following month. So right after the good month, that's not a good month. So 9th lunar, 15 October to November 12. Avoid, stay on the low. Then towards the end of the year, so again, another good month at the 11th month. So December 13 until January 10th, that's the following year. Good, lucky month. But then the final month of this rabbit year is going to be a little bit tough, right? So 11th of Jan until 9th of February. So probably just before the Chinese New Year. One more push and you're out of it.
Amazing. Thank you, Kat. Okay, so I'm gonna go talk about the dragon. All right, year of dragon. As you can see on this wheel, what opposes dragon directly is dog. So dogs and dragons are not compatible, generally speaking, if you're looking for a life partner. Okay, so about the dragon. The dragon in Chinese zodiac is looked as a imaginary animal because dragons, right? It is looked as the most vital, powerful beast in the Chinese zodiac, and their infamous hothead and possessing a sharp tongue sort of personality. In ancient times, dragons were best suited to be leaders, or at least they were thought to be, because of their such powerful zodiac sign with their traits of dominance and ambition. So dragons are gifted with courage, tenacity, intelligence. They are enthusiastic and confident. They're not afraid of challenges, and they are willing to take risks. However, dragons also are sometimes being thought as aggressive, not so open to criticism. And while they're being that way, they also don't consider themselves to be irritating or arrogant. Anyway, so that's sort of like the general personality of dragon. But like we said earlier as well, there's many elements to each zodiac sign. So each element will also influence your personality a little bit. So that's just the general personality. Your horoscope, if you're in the year of dragon. So this year you will be affected by some opposition to Tai Sui as well. But there's no need to worry so much, apparently, because you will also be taken care of by some lucky stars this year. And so your career development will still be quite smooth. In terms of your financial path, you'll also develop in a good direction. Your earnings will be good and also significantly improved. If you are a single dragon, you will also encounter some setbacks with interacting with the opposite sex. So if you're looking for a life partner, it could easily feel very disheartening, especially for marriages prospects. And dragons who already have a life partner, your relationship will be relatively flat, like nothing so like ups or downs, I suppose. And you will still quarrel over little things. And I think about my parents a lot because my dad is a dragon and they quarrel over like literally everything. Small, like literally nothing becomes something. Okay, so like I said earlier, your least compatible zodiac is with the dog, but you're very compatible with rat, monkey, and rooster. I will just let you look at which types of dragon you are. So like I said, there are 5 elements in the Feng Shui. So depending on which year you're born, you can look at which type of dragon you are. And like I said earlier, the Chinese calendar always falls between the 21st and 51st day of our calendar, our Gregorian calendar. So that's why the Chinese zodiac year, if you are born between January and February, it could your sign could be the year before or the year after, depending on that year. So just pay attention to that. And with that said, you will also be able to look at which more detailed characteristic of your actual type of dragon. Okay, so for the dragon, your lucky number is combinations of 1, 6, and 7. And your lucky colors are gold, silver, and grayish white. And your lucky direction is north, east, and south. However, your unlucky number is 3 and 8. Unlucky colors are blue and red. And your unlucky direction is northwest. All right, I'm just going to let you look at the little chart on the left, which will tell you your lucky months and unlucky months. So you can sort of just do things like on your lucky months, you can do things that you know, maybe like take a risk or work harder at work and you might get a promotion, that type of thing. Or it could be your health too. It could be all aspects. So you can maybe like work harder on your lucky months, and then on your unlucky months, just kind of just take it easy, right? Don't
Lay low.
Yeah, lay low, take it easy, but also take care of your health too. Like just make sure you're always like eating well, sleeping well. Then that way you can just avoid the bigger unlucky things. Okay, so because of the personality of the dragon, you are more likely to embrace challenges and take risks. So some of the jobs that are good for you are journalists, teacher, lawyer, engineer, architect, broker, and salesperson. That kind of makes sense. Although teacher, that's an interesting one. But you know what? These career choices can overlap across a lot of signs. So it's not just one sign, right? How you can be more lucky this year as a dragon is to wear or to have things that are in purple and red. Those colors are your luck, will bring you more luck this year. So it can be your clothing, your bags, your shoes, underwear, socks, etc. And if you want to wear an accessory this year, avoid any of the shapes that are in oppositions of the zodiac signs. So don't wear things that are in the shape of rabbit, dog, or dragon, since if it's your own year, it's always opposition to Tai Sui. So don't wear any things that are in the shapes of rabbits, dog, and dragon if you want to wear an accessory. Also, if you want to improve your career, you can maybe mix or just be more acquainted with people that are born in the year of rat, monkey, and rooster, because they can bring you invaluable information and luck in that aspect. Okay, next is the year of snake.
So interesting. Before you go into that, let me tell you, my brother is a dragon, and I'm a dog, and exactly on that wheel, we're exact opposites.
Right.
Right. We did not get along for the long. I mean, not in a bad way, but in terms of siblings, you know, some siblings, they'll pack with each other. But for the longest time, I will always hang around with my eldest brother. But my second brother, who is 6 years older than me, we always fight. And I will be the one who be like all riled up. And like he's like a sleeping dragon. He'll just, you know, quiet. They're not that aggressive, but not aggressive. And it's so true. But when it comes out, oh my God. It's like sharp tongue. And when I read this, I was like, damn, you're talking about my brother. And you know what? Obviously, in adult years, we're much better. And I'm actually quite close to my brother already. But it's effort. it's not, if you could totally follow this path and just go all this way, but it's effort. It's like I have to be, like a typical animal, like dog. You gotta keep going at the keep going to the
Yeah,
dragon.
yeah.
We're good, and the dragon be like, get out of my face, So it's the personality. There is seriously something to it.
I have to. I mean, maybe I am just also kind of superstitious. Like, I mean, you can at least what to look out for, right? And if you experience it, then you know why. Like for me, especially, I'm the year of Rooster, and my dad is the year of Dragon. And even though my dad wasn't always the best dad, I'm still so like I feel bad for him. Like a lot of times I just like I don't even care about the bad stuff, so I don't know how I'm still so sympathetic to him at the same time. But I think Rooster and Rats don't go very well. So me and my youngest brother, we don't have the best relationship. And it's so hard. It takes so much effort, like you said. It takes so much
It's
effort just
effort.
to like try. But anyway. It's so true. I have to like I think it's relatively true, especially when we go to my sign, and because it's me, I can relate and I can explain a bit more. So I'm really glad because like the my husband is the year of snake, which we're going to talk about right now. And snake and roosters are very compatible, which in hindsight and now thinking about like the past 10 years we've been together, I'm like, oh, so lucky in a sense. Of course, you're still going to have quarrels and things like that, but so lucky that it's not so bad. Like, everything is always been resolved well and things like that. Anyway, if you're if you're a snake, if you are the sign of the snake. So, ooh, snake actually, when I was doing it, I was like, oh, that's so cool. Anyway, so snakes are regarded as in Chinese traditional culture, they're regarded as basically a very large, dragons are regarded as a very large serpent. So you can sort of like maybe take the synonymous between the two animals. So like snakes and is almost looked at as a small little dragon, right? So Chinese people believe exactly that snakes are small dragons, and they have like a very ambiguous character. They're kind of seductive. They're kind of mysterious. But snake people are also the most intuitive, and they act a lot based on their own private judgment, and they are quite determined people to accomplish any goals, and they really hate to fail. They are also the symbol of wisdom. They're highly intelligent and wise. They are sort of good at communicating, but they say very little as well. And it's so true. It's like short little answers, and you're like trying to get a better grasp. But anyway, they are also regarded as great thinkers. They're materialistic, which I was like, oh, okay. And love keeping up with the Joneses. And even though they love to possess the best of everything, they have no patience for shopping. They prefer to work alone, and therefore they're also very easily stressed. All right, so the horoscope, if you're in the year of snake, if you're born in the year of snake, you will develop smoothly this year in a good direction for you. So this year will generally be pretty stable for you. You will have the good influence of, you will have good and bad influence this year, however. So career-wise, it will be pretty good. You will also make great achievements in your career. Your financial projections are good. If you are single as a snake, you will be helped by someone in refining your temperament, which will attract the attention of an outstanding member of the opposite sex. So if you're a single snake, you have good prospects. But if you're already married, you might have some disputes over very trivial matters. And so in order to sort of minimize that, you must extinguish that matter immediately to prevent it from getting bigger. So if it's a small little thing, just make sure you don't go to bed angry or whatever. Just make sure you resolve that right away. As I said earlier, snakes are compatible with rooster, but they're also compatible with ox. They're least compatible with pigs, horses, and tigers. Your lucky number can be a combination of 2, 8, and 9s. Black, red, and yellow is your lucky color. Your unlucky numbers is 1, 6, and 7, or any combination of. Your unlucky colors are brown, white, and gold, which happens to be my lucky colors this year. Anyway, we'll talk about that. So it's the opposite. All right, because snakes are very diligent and very creative, and they work very, very hard, but they have a tendency to get bored and are like, they love to job hop. They are great thinkers. So some of the great career choices for them are scientists, analysts, investigator, painter, potter, jeweler, astrologer, magician, dietitian, and sociologist. I have no idea a lot of these things, what they do. Like astrologer, investigator, Oh my goodness. That's funny. How to be luckier. Red and yellow things are predicted to help you this year. So you can wear things in these colors. You can also buy a new red or yellow car if you want to help your business. Bright colors will bring you luck this year and relieve pressure and anxiety. And sorry, I'm just reading it. You are recommended to wear accessories made of mahogany and jade if you want to lift your fortunes. And also because you get along with oxes, roosters, and monkeys. These are people that you want to make friends with this year. Any snakes? I'm just wondering. I
Let me
never
tell
knew
you.
anybody in the year of snake until I met my husband. So he's yeah.
My grandma was a snake.
Ah,
And
cool.
yeah, and my grandfather is a monkey. So I think compatibility wise, are they compatible?
They are.
They
Well,
are? Oh,
they're not uncompatible, but they're sort of compatible, I think. I don't know. Can't remember now.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, my grandfather was a monkey because I always laughed. I was like, oh, Akong is a is a monkey and my grandma is a snake. And you know about them being very intelligent and with like they're so they think really fast.
Yeah.
It's so true. My grandma is like, when you talk about numbers, oh my gosh, she's like a human calculator. It's like it's so good, and they're really intelligent. So
for me, it's the mysterious part and the part where, they think a lot of stuff, but they literally reply with 2 words. And I'm like, can you please elaborate? Like, literally, I'm not reading, I can't read your mind. That's how I feel with them. But at the same time, I think because I'm trusting of this animal sign, and of course I'm referring to my husband, I don't bother to ask the question because I'm like, if he thought about it, it must be okay. Like that's sort of like you sort of have a mutual trust. And I think with monkeys, because you said your grandma's monkey, right? Or
my
your
grandfather is a
grandfather's
monkey.
So I think sometimes, even though it's not right here, like in that chart, but I think I remember roosters do like I don't think it's in the most compatible, but because they're not incompatible, sometimes when it's like a related sign, they can still work well together. It's just that if it's an incompatible sign, you just have to work harder at the relationship. It doesn't mean that you can't be together. It's just that you have to work a lot harder, I think.
I found the info. So as for a snake person, your ally, because I think we talked about this before.
Yeah,
Maybe
right
in that
here.
first, yeah. So we spoke about it, like we said, you have 2 allies in your life and you have 1 friend. So for snakes, the 2 allies are ox and rooster, and your secret friend is the monkey. So my grandma married her secret friend.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense now.
Interesting.
Okay, yeah, these things are very, very interesting. It's good to just read about it and just have like an awareness, but I literally, like I said earlier, just take it with a very big grain of salt. But at the same time, it if you know it's your unlucky month, you just lay low and pay attention to your health, and everything should be good, right? All right, year of horse. Okay, my mom is born in the year of horse. So they are extremely animated and active and energetic. They love being in crowds, and they have a dense sense of humor, a master of repartee, and they love to be at the center stage, the light audience everywhere. But sometimes, because a horse is kind of self-centered, even though they appear to be that way, it doesn't mean that they are not interested in other people's problems. They can be coming across as cunning more than intelligent, which is probably why they sometimes lack real confidence. Okay, I wouldn't say that my mom's cunning on all of those things, but I do think my mom is one of those people that do lack confidence. And I only realized that more recently as an adult. I never understood, because I always thought she was such a personality, like friendly with everyone. But when it comes to like real problems and like deeper issues, I was so shocked to find out sometimes that she's not as confident as she appears to be. Okay, your horoscope this year. You will enter again also in a year of conflict with Tai Sui. So you will have some ups and downs this year. You have to be more careful with your work, but just as long as you work hard, you can get through it. And horses who are newcomers to the workplace, you need to be more careful. Do not give opportunities to those who sabotage your career. And your income may be more unstable this year. In the romance area, it will be more smooth, very smooth. It says here, if you're single, you have a lot of luck with romantic encounters. If you are married, it'll be very smooth as well, and you can plan everything about your future in an orderly manner. Okay, horses are compatible with tigers, goats, and dogs, and they're least compatible with rats, oxes, and snakes. Huh, that's interesting. Huh, horses are compatible with you, Kat.
Well,
Is
I
that
was
your
gonna let you.
husband's sign, right? Horse?
My husband is a horse.
Yeah, you
and-
guys are really compatible.
And you know, all these things that we were talking about today, I only learned these kind of like found out about these kind of Feng Shui stuff only
Yeah.
in like past maybe few years. So when I was like, oh my god, what a
Yeah.
coincidence, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I had no idea until I was like, when I married, obviously I knew he was a horse. Then when I found out, oh, okay, I married a horse.
Yeah.
How
that is so cool.
interesting.
It is very interesting. Every time I read about these and I find out, like, sometimes I already knew, but like you don't remember until you read it again and you're like, oh wow, that makes sense. Okay, so your lucky number this year is 237, green and yellow, and then these directions, west, east, and southwest. However, unlucky is 156, blue and white, northwest, and north. Okay, and I'm just going to read my mom's one because my mom's is a wood horse. She was born in 1954. It says irritable, sentimental, abundant imagination, insightful analysis of issues. I would say it's true.
Yeah, I'm going to read my husband's one. So optimistic, my husband's really optimistic, kind-hearted, righteous, very irritable, yes. Strong sense of responsibility, and he's always ready to help people.
Oh,
yeah, my
yes,
husband cannot say no to
Yeah.
friends. Up to a point where I have to tell him, can you just say no? You can't do it. He gets himself all tangled up in like irritated by himself and just overly tired when he's like 3 or 4 friends asking to do things.
Mhm.
And then I'm saying, it's your own problem because you never say no.
I know. Oh my gosh.
irritating.
I mean, I could see that in your husband, having only met him once, but even my mom, like she can never say no to her boss, even though it's like they're asking so much and literally not
Yeah.
even paying her for the overtime. But because she values the relationship with her boss's kids so much, because she kind of looked after them for many years and like literally saw one grow up from birth. So she doesn't even think of it as work sometimes. But I'm like, they're taking advantage of you.
Oh my God, yes. That's what I tell my husband. You are being taken advantage of, okay? Then be like, oh, it's okay. But when he's done all that, he's so tired and irritable. I'm like, it's your own problem.
Yeah. That is so true. Like at one point, I even told my mom, like, oh, they should really give you a raise. Like they never gave my mom like a real raise. It's always so like minimum pay and stuff. And she does so much, right? Everything, literally everything, looking after 6 kids. And I'm not saying like it's that they're a bad family. They're not. But it's just like, you know they can get away with it because my mom is like, she wouldn't ask for it. And I said, why not? And she's like, oh, they're probably not gonna entertain it and this and that. And I'm like, but you didn't even try. Like sometimes I feel like her lack of confidence is really, really affecting her. Anyway, it's funny. It's funny how like reading these things, you kind of like think back of someone you know, and you're like, oh, it's so true. Okay, because they're good communicators, they are these are the career paths for them: publicist, sales representative, journalist, language instructor, translator, bartender, performer, tour operator, librarian, and pilot. Horses tend to be quite extroverted and they love to be surrounded with people. That's so true. I think so too.
Oh my God, it's so true. I cannot take it. Because, you know, okay, my husband's in the gym industry. So he loves, like, to a point where even I'm like, they get energized from people.
Yeah.
So he's always surrounded by like people. They it's just they need people.
Yeah.
It's the strangest thing.
I
and
think
I'm like,
so too. Yeah.
no.
I know. Oh my gosh. It's very interesting for me because I'm the opposite. Like I'm not complete opposite, but like I prefer to be introverted. And so like to be in that kind of environment will stress me out so much every day. Okay, building relationships. So people who are born in the year of horse are very pleasant people. They're amicable, easygoing. They have a good sense of humor, and they are extremely comfortable to get along with. They are very quick-witted, and so are right in there when before you had the chance to finish what you're saying, they already know what you're thinking or saying. They are popular and have a large following of friends. Okay, something to keep in mind for horses, because horse tends to be very healthy since they have kind of like a positive attitude with life. So because of that, they can sometimes take on too much, like too much responsibility and job pressure. And so they should pay attention to not doing too much overtime and staying too late. Otherwise, that can affect their health. Yeah. So not too much partying, okay?
Yeah.
You're a horse.
Okay, let's look at the careers. So publicist, sales rep, journalist, language instructor, translator, bartender, performer, tour operator, librarian, or a pilot. Interesting.
Has all to do with like getting like being surrounded with people or interacting with people. The pilot one is interesting though. Not sure what that one is about, but anyway, maybe it's because I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a pilot, so I don't know. If you're a pilot, let me know. Okay, the year of goat. People born in the year of goat are believed to be very gentle people, very mild-mannered, shy, stable, sympathetic, amicable, and have a strong sense of kind-heartedness and justice. They have very delicate thoughts, strong creativity, perseverance, and they acquire professional skills very, very well. They may look very gentle on the surface, but they're very tough on the inside. And they will insist on their opinions of their minds. They have a very strong inner resilience and excellent defensive instinct. Although they like to be in a group, they don't like to have the center of attention. They are reserved and quiet because they like to spend a lot of time in their thoughts. They like to spend money on fashionable things because they like the first class appearance that these fashionable things give them. They do enjoy spending money on finer things, but they are not snobbish people. Sounds very good. I have a friend, like one of my best friend is a goat. Although she's not even sure because they don't have real birth certificates. So, but I think she is. And I think like I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, I think it's true. Like she's never snobbish about anything and she's not showing off or anything, but always very just and a very like just a very strong person in a good way. Okay, for goats, your horoscope this year, it will be relatively turbulent and you need to look at it with optimism. I think it's true for many signs this year, even including mine. You will have good career prospects because of some influence of some gods in this year. So with career, you are okay. Business ability is outstanding this year, and your relational luck is average. Although the potential for budding romance is relatively strong due to the influence of disasters, the original romance will rotten. So you will need to avoid getting your high hopes. That's interesting too. So if you're goat, you are most compatible with rabbit, horse, goat, and pig. Oh, that's interesting. This is the first time that I see an animal compatible with its own animal. The least compatible with ox, tiger, and dog. Lucky numbers 2, 7, brown, red, purple, and the direction north. Unlucky number 4, 9, blue, black, and southwest.
I don't know any goats in my life.
You
Do I
know,
know any goats? I don't think well, not that I'm like
maybe you just
aware of.
you're not
Yeah,
aware.
maybe I just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think goat, because goat is 2 years older than me, which I do have. I have friends that are 2 years older than me because you know how like in my schools back then, like my high school and elementary school, there's a lot of immigrant families. Well, including mine, we're immigrant families. So there's a lot of other people like me. So they don't all go to school. Like they didn't all start school at the age that you're supposed to because sometimes they came after they were already like an older kid. So that's why I have a lot of friends that are 1 year, 2 years, sometimes even 3 years older than me in my own classes. So yeah, my best friend, I think she is 2 years older than me. Okay, your best careers. Goats prefer to work in teams. They're not bothered with power and status, but they still like to be in a group. So great career choices for them are pediatrician, actor, daycare teacher, interior design, florist, hairstylist, musician, editor, illustrator, art history teacher. Okay, in terms of relationship, if you are a goat, you tend to be more private. It takes you a lot more time and effort to know someone, and you seldom share your private lives. This is the reason why goats have few intimate friends. And once you become friends, your friendship is peaceful and fulfilling. And you work really hard for people that you love. And I feel like this is very true of my friend. She takes care of her entire family, and she always was like I always looked up to her as a big sister because well she's only 2 years older, but I always felt like she has this big sister vibe, which is so true. Okay, keeping healthy. People born in the year of goat are very serene and calm. They have very few health problems because they are mentally if goats are mentally and emotionally in good spirits, this should have a positive effect on your physical health. So you should eat a lot of fresh, organic produce, eliminate red meat as much as possible. Okay, and fresh air, trees, sunshine, all of those things you should consume more, and also have a regular schedule to keep your sleep and waking time consistent. So those are things that you can pay attention to keep healthy. You have a few unlucky months this year. And so during those months, just pay more attention to your health and don't take big risks and things like that. Okay, monkey. We're moving along. Monkey, you have a magnetic personality. You are witty and intelligent. You are mischievous, curious, clever, and very naughty. You are masters of practical jokes. And even though you don't really have bad intentions, your pranks can sometimes hurt other people's feelings. You are a fast learner and are crafty opportunists. You have many interests, and you need a partner that is capable of stimulating you. I guess you get bored easily. You can be eccentric in nature, and you don't. Others don't trust your sly, restless, and inquisitive nature. You're clever and creative, but monkeys can't exhibit their talents properly. They like to accept challenges and prefer the urban to rural life. Your horoscope this year. There will be some ups and downs. Your forecasts will have a lot of twists and turns in your career and also interpersonal relationships. In terms of earnings, it will be unstable and your income will decrease a lot. As long as you do your job well and show excellent ability, you can outshine the criticism and be recognized by your peers. In terms of relationship, it will also have an upward trend. Your self-confidence will increase, and people of the monkey sign who already have partners, your relationship will heat up this year. Interesting. Monkeys are compatible with rats, dragons, and dogs, and less compatible with ox and tiger. Your lucky number is 4 and 9, or the combination of white, blue, and gold. North, west, or northwest are your lucky directions. Unlucky numbers 2 and 7. Unlucky colors red and pink. South and southeast are your unlucky directions. And I'm just looking at the golden monkey because, like, I know more people in that year, 1980. They're smart, quick-witted, confident, irritable, and stubborn. Yep, I think so. Okay. Monkeys are very hard workers. They adapt well to working environments. So they are good accountants, bankers, science, engineer, stock market trading, air traffic control, film directing, in jewelry and sales. Okay, in order to build relationships, monkeys are not very quick to settle down because they're promiscuous and easily bored. But once they find the perfect partner, they commit to that partner in every possible way. They're very sociable, love to talk, so it's easy to relate to them. Okay, so for monkeys to keep healthy, since monkeys are usually relatively healthy due to their lifestyle, active lifestyle, so they don't really experience illnesses as much, but if they do, it's usually nervous or circulatory system. People born in the year of monkey often spend more time at work than average. So to save energy, monkeys need to remember to take breaks. And monkeys do a lot of outdoor activities, or usually do. And so they should pay attention to safety, especially while driving or traveling. And it looks like your lucky and unlucky months is more towards the
end.
The second half of the year. All right, my sign, the sign of the rooster. So if you're born in 1981, or like if you're 12 years older and or younger than me, then you're this sign. Okay, roosters are observant, hardworking, resourceful, courageous, and talented. We are very confident, apparently. I didn't know that. They're always active, amusing, and popular with a crowd. We're talkative, outspoken, frank, open, honest, and loyal. We like to be in the center of attention because we always appear attractive and beautiful. I don't know about that, but I maybe I do agree with, like, I don't know if I really seek for center of attention, but like I do not mind it. So maybe that's true. Rooster are Roosters are happiest when they're surrounded by others, whether at parties or social gatherings. We enjoy the spotlight. We expect people to listen to us when we're speaking. And when we are not, we get agitated. Vain and boastful, roosters like to brag about themselves and their accomplishments. Their behavior of continually seeking the unwavering attention of others annoy other people's at times. Is that true, guys? I'll have to ask my closest friends. Okay, our horoscope. Because this year we are directly opposing the animal of the bunny, we are also in the year of opposition to Tai Sui. So our luck this year will be not very good. It says particularly unfavorable, in fact. But we should remain optimists. And in order to meet various challenges, we just need to be working more hard at it, put more effort. We will have poor career development this year. So instead, just take the time to study a lot, learn new skills, and that will bring more better career development in the future. So just hone into learning more new things, and hopefully it will get better. The wealth projection is also extremely unfavorable because of the impact of your career problems. Eesh. The love fortune will be having a turning point upwards. So the love life will be enriched this year, however. Is that true, Rooster? Any roosters? Okay.
Interesting.
We are most compatible with the ox, dragon, and snake, and least with rat and rabbit, unfortunately. But it doesn't mean that it won't work. You just have to work extra hard at it. So, roosters, your lucky numbers, pay attention: 5, 7, and 8. Colors gold, brown, and yellow. And the directions south and southeast. Unlucky numbers 1, 3, and 9. And unlucky color is red. I'm like, what the heck? So maybe I should not get red this year or wear as much red. So except for today, and also I think on Chinese New Year and also on Christmas, I wore red. But I will try to avoid red for the rest of the year. Unlucky direction is east. And I'm actually a golden rooster. And so it says that we are determined, brave, perseverant, and hardworking. I think that's true, 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 and true. All right. And just to be it's very interesting, because if you read the same, if you're the same sign but just a different element, and by the way, these elements, so if you're a golden rooster, right, the next golden rooster will only be born in 60 years. So your element only comes back every 60 years. So I think it will be unlikely for me to meet someone who is another golden rooster that's very old or very young. Yeah, very young, that's impossible, because that would be 60 years younger than me. But very old, it'll have to be exactly someone who's 60 years older than me. So it will only be among your peers, I think, for you to meet the exact type of element of your zodiac sign. Okay, the careers that are best for roosters. We are very motivated individuals, and we make our careers our priority. We're very hardworking, multi-talented, and we can deal with a lot of different jobs. So apparently we're good at being a news broadcaster, salesperson, restaurant owner, hairdresser, public relations officer, farmer, athlete, teacher, waiter, journalist, travel writer, dentist, surgeon, soldier, fireman, security guard, and police officer. That almost includes everything that we read earlier, of the other signs. Don't you agree? It's literally
I see teacher everywhere.
It's literally every career choice is in the rooster sign. It's very funny. In order to build better relationships, roosters are very loyal individuals, and they're devoted friends. They always keep their promises. Sensitive individuals may find it harder to get along with roosters because apparently we always brag about ourselves. which may make others feel uncomfortable. So I think it's maybe the lesson here is to just like keep your own pride and ego to yourself. Just like let it in your mind happen, but like don't say it out loud. And that way it may be easier to build relationships, especially with the other half, right? And we have a few lucky months still. So just pay attention to those months. And the months that are less unlucky, just lay low. All right.
So interesting. Maybe it's like the rooster's character, you know, like because in the morning they like to crow. Is it crow in the morning?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the part about ooh in the morning, wake up.
Right. I think I've all like I don't know if maybe, you know, like I always said that I love to dress up and I love to look nice. Not that I'm seeking others' approvals, but I love to do that. And I've always been like that even as a child. And I've always loved the color red, but that's just me, right? And so I don't know, maybe that has something to do with the rooster's personality.
Maybe.
And about the hardworking, I definitely will. I mean, I'm going to admit I am hardworking. Like whatever I put my mind to, I will try my best all the time. I'm not going to be saying that I'm the best. I'm never really the best. You can't be always the best, but I'll always try my hardest. And so I find myself like I always like to learn how things work. Even if it's not in my field of study, I always like to know how it works. So if I'm interested, I will always either read about it, research it. I'll try to know how to do it well, even if it's not something that, let's say, it's part of my career or my specialty. So you can say multi-talented in a sense that I dabble in a lot of stuff and I like to know how it works. I like to do it. And that way, maybe that's why they have so many career choices that appeal to the rooster, I guess, because you can literally do everything. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Also, like you're really multi-talented and it comes from the hard work, right? You say, okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna do this, and then you dive into it and it works. Interesting.
Yeah, and maybe it's more maybe roosters are kind of, well, like I feel like what they put their mind to, they will just make it work because they like to do it. They're motivated to do it and they want to do it well. So I think that is maybe the reason why they seem to be all kinds of career paths for them. But yeah, interesting. It's very interesting. The bragging part, I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe I know some roosters that do brag a lot. Like I try not to do that because I always feel like I wasn't always grown up confident, but that is maybe more to do with like external factors, like my environment, more than my own self. So
maybe it's all packed up inside, you know, it's waiting to come
out. Maybe it has already come out. I don't know, but I'm just trying to suppress it. Okay.
All right. Okay. That was really fun. Okay. So I'm going to take over now and for the rest of the zodiacs. So let's start off with mine. So the dogs. So I always like to look at, you know, how an animal is, right? So the dogs. If you have a dog, you know how they are, right? So loyal, honest, amiable. How do you pronounce this? Amiable? Amiable?
I don't know either.
I don't know. Yeah. So kind, cautious, and prudent. So there's a lot of loyalty when it comes to the zodiac of the dog. And they'll do everything for the person if they think that is their most important person in their life. They're so loyal. There's just everything for them. Now, dogs are not really good at communication, so it's really difficult for them to convey thoughts, right? How to say it properly. They're more of that service personality. So they tend to leave it to others with the impression that they're really stubborn because they don't say anything. They're just like, do it, and they keep to themselves in a bit. Now, when thrown in doubt, and I can contest, I can say this is true. When thrown into doubt, dogs think the world is evil and complicated. So they have quite a pessimistic look sometimes, and if it doesn't go their way, and they will doubt themselves. So horoscope for 2023. Unfortunately, dogs, your overall horoscope is a little bit up and down. So the luck with the health and the wealth is going to be on a little decline. So it just needs to be paid attention a bit more this year. There will be some twists and turns in the career. And because of that pessimisticness a bit, you'll feel frustrated. So all you got to do this year is lay it out, lay low, just calm the thoughts, don't act, don't react, and then just steady the ship. Because of that career, there will be a little bit of income instability. So you got to make sure, and I'm telling myself, just make sure you put a little bit more effort in it, and then you will have the possibility of steadying the income, or maybe have a promotion and a salary increase. Love life, on the other hand, is on the upward trend. So there'll be a lot of romance, and we'll talk about that as well in the second section. Okay, let's talk about compatibility. Most compatible with the tigers, the rabbits, the horses, and the monkeys. Not so compatible with dragons and goats. So interesting. I know every single animal in the compatibility. My brother, rabbits are like, I've got several rabbit friends, and my boss is a rabbit. Horse is my husband. I have friends who are horses, and my grandpa is not around, but he's also a monkey. So interesting. Lucky number 349, or combination of green, which is why I'm wearing green, red or purple, and then you got roses as your lucky flower, and then some orchids as well. Many directions that are lucky: east, south, northwest. Unlucky numbers 1, 6, 7, combination of. Unlucky color is blue, white, and gold. Unlucky direction, south, east. Let me say, I wore a white cheongsam on the first day of Chinese New Year. Because, not because I was planning to wear a white cheongsam. It was because I was going to wear a red cheongsam, and I could not fit in it. It was an older cheongsam. I was like, oh my gosh, I could not fit in it. So I ended up wearing a white cheongsam. And if I knew that was my unlucky number, I would have tried my best to fit into the red. But anyway, this is something funny that I found out. Okay, I am a water dog. So 1982, brave and self-centered, even seemingly selfish, well-versed in dealing with financial issues. I'm not so sure about that. I'm like, yeah, no, maybe not that right. But okay, we'll take it a big grain of salt.
Yeah.
All right, careers. So because of the loyal personality, dogs tend to choose a career based on the principle of servicing others. Like you just love to help people. You give everything. So we are seen as very valuable employees because I put my heart and soul into everything that I do. Easygoing, I'm kind. Well, I'm telling myself, yikes, thank you. And I'm always ready to alleviate workload of others. Careers for dogs: police officers, scientists, counselors, interior designers, professors, politicians, priest, nurse, clerk, and judge. Interesting. Okay, building relationships. Now, dogs would rather suffer a loss than to make trouble for others. So they'll never go against their heart and do something totally immoral. Okay, when making friends, they'll take some time to gain an understanding, but when they become close friends, they are faithful and to maintain that relationship. So lucky months, 6, 10, and 12, of course, based on the lunar calendar. Unlucky is the 5th and 8th month of the lunar calendar.
I think my brother is also in the year of dog. He was born towards the end of the year though. So I do find that he's definitely always lends a helping hand, like to everybody, like not just family, like literally people at church, like literally everybody. He's always helping, and I always feel like when we were younger, like I feel like during school, elementary, high school, all his friends would almost I see it as people taking advantage of him, but I guess he's so willing to help, right? And then the one thing that says here that they have because they don't convey their thoughts very well, they can come across as being stubborn and hard to understand. I have to say it's a little bit like that, but I love him though because he's my brother, and he's like the brother that I actually keep in touch the most and the most often. But it's so hard to like sometimes understand exactly what he's thinking, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with the personality.
Yeah. So my family, we have 3 dogs.
Oh wow.
Myself, my father, as well as my mom. We're dogs. There's like 3
Wow.
barking dogs in the house. And it's actually so true about I mean, I'm talking about my parents, they're so easygoing, and they will never go out of their, they won't, how do you say, they will go out their way to help others. But then when I tell them certain things, I'm like the naughty dog. I'm like, why do you keep doing this to help people? And they would really suffer that loss than to trouble others. It's so like, I was like, whoa, it's like a personality thing. There's this principle of serving others. And I have this as well. It's like in my career, for the longest time, I always worked, I still do. And in my head, I still do. Like I work with a boss, and despite multiple times, my boss is like, why don't you take on a more leadership role? I'm like, no, it's never my dream to lead. But I will do everything behind the scenes to make sure that we shine. Like, you ask me to work all night, I'll be like, ugh. But then I don't want to be in the spotlight. It's so strange. Like, I don't want to get that. But I'll be so happy if they get it. But then, if let's say, how do you say, if I get whipped, like from that loyalty, oh my God, it's like distrust, like, oh, you it's such pain and hate, and then it's like loyalty has been broken. I can't do it anymore. Like, that's
Right.
it, that you're evil, I hate you. It's so strange. When I read this, we were doing this, I was like, OMG. It's like me, this personality part, almost to a T.
It's
right,
it's very interesting how a lot of it is very true, I find. It's good pointers at least.
Yeah, it's good pointers. All right, let's move on to the pigs. So pigs, your personality. You are diligent, you're compassionate, and you're very generous. You have great concentration. So when you set a goal, you're all in, you devote all your energy to it. Now, they rarely seek help from others, but they will not refuse to give a helping hand. So again, I think feels like a bit of service as well. So they never suspect any kind of foul play, like trickery, so they can be easily fooled. Generally speaking, pigs are relatively calm when facing trouble. So no matter how difficult it's going to be, they can handle it with properly and carefully. A great sense of responsibility to finish whatever they're engaged in, whatever they've started. So the horoscope for the pigs this year, overall, it's a good year. So your fortune will be good. You need to pay attention to your health and any kind of risk of loss. And if you work hard, you will be pleasantly surprised with a lot of gains and good fortune. So your career fortune this year as well is good. You will receive help from benefactors in your career. So pay attention to that. There will be some promotion and salary increase. Piggies. Oh, it's a good year, huh? All right. 3 compatible signs. tiger, rabbit, and the goat. Least compatible with the pig is the snake. Your lucky numbers is 2, 5, 8, or the combination 25, 58. And your lucky colors, wow, yellow, gray, brown, gold. Couple of flowers there, and we've got good signs for you is east and southwest. Your unlucky things, 1 and 7, or combination 1, 17 or 71, the other way around. Unlucky color is red, blue, green, and unlucky direction is southwest. My brother-in-law, I think is a pig, so 1 year younger than me. For some reason, this particular chart did not have the year with it. So I'm not sure which, is it probably a water pig? Yeah. It's a water pig.
His year is not here? What, 1983? Yeah, it's water pig.
Yeah. Okay. So water pig. So my brother-in-law is gentle, modest, earnest, responsible, but subjective in life. Not sure what that means.
Yeah, me
But
neither.
I have to agree. He's really gentle. He's really responsible, and he's really modest, kind of like on the down low. But I don't know what the subjective in life is. It a bit like not caring or easygoing? Interesting. I'm not sure. What does subjective in life mean?
I don't know. Subjective in life. Can you ask another water pig what they think it is?
Yeah,
It means?
who's a water pig? Who's a water pig? That says. I think then if your
no
year is
idea.
there. Okay, let's do the next one. So careers is because you are self-disciplined, right? You're gentle, you're calm, you're straightforward, and you're thirsty for knowledge. You are the sign that is the best luck with money. So any job that has something to do with money, you're going to be successful in. However, you have less patience. So interesting. Have patience, and you're not good at managing wealth. Okay, maybe that's wrong. So jobs in finance are not suitable for people born in a pig. It's kind of like contradictory, though. Don't you think so? Best luck with money, but then you shouldn't be managing money.
I think it's they probably can earn a lot of money, but they're not good with keeping the money.
Oh, right. Okay. So careers would be education, transport, art, music, beauty, fashion, catering is best suited for pigs. All right, building relationships. So if you are born in the year of the pig, you're usually sensitive but trusting, right? And if you're talking to pigs, please be very straightforward and blunt. You'll help you understand each other. You avoid any confusion. Pigs are generally generous and find it quite difficult to refuse a proposition. So don't overpower the pig. You want to make them comfortable, and it will avoid any unnecessary conflicts down the track. Being sincere and honest with pigs will help you build a good relationship.
I know
Do you know
some
any
pigs.
Yeah.
And I mean, people in the year of pig. And I think the impatient part is very true. That's like the biggest thing I remember from people born in the pigs year of pig. I'm like, I always feel like, why are you so impatient? Like, literally, it takes a second or it takes a minute to do it, and then it seems like they can't. I don't know.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, so the year of the rat. Your zodiac. So think again, like the rats, they're really quick. They're all over the place. So rats are quick-witted, resourceful. They're smart, but they lack courage. They are very curious, and so they tend to try their hands at anything. And they're quite good at dealing it with any kind of task skillfully. So because they lack courage, and maybe a little bit of, they don't have such great communication commanding skills, they tend not to be capable of being leaders. Opportunistic and picky as male rats are, they do not have a broad mind, and they take kind of like narrow view in things. Women born in the year of the rat are pretty smart and lovely. Quick minds, dexterous hands, they're able to learn anything, and they're very considerate about friends and families. My grandma is a rat. Yeah. Not sure. Okay, she's pretty. My grandma's pretty smart, and she's lovely.
My
All right,
brother is a
horoscope
rat,
this year.
and I have to say the narrow view is that's pretty much sums it all.
Okay, so the rat. So like Amy shared earlier, rat is the first animal in the 12 signs. So the rabbit is number 4. So the first and the fourth branch, like the animal signs, they tend to overcome each other. So rat people, unfortunately, there'll be some difficulties this year. Overall, there's a bit of up and down. So just be cautious. Don't be impulsive. A little bit like lay low this year. Okay, compatible signs. Another one, rat with rats, ox, dragon, monkeys. Least compatible with rabbits, horse, and roosters. Lucky numbers for the rats is 2 or 3, or the combination 23 or 32. Lucky color blue, gold, green, lilies, violets, and your direction is west, northwest, and southwest. Unlucky things. Number 5 and 9 combination. Unlucky color is yellow, brown, and unlucky direction is south and southwest. All right. Let's see. Do you know any? Well, I know my grandma, but the thing is, like, she's so old. Like, she passed away, but
My brother he's born in 1984, so he would be a wood
a wood
rat.
rat. Okay,
Yeah,
so he's
independent,
independent.
self-confident, virtuous, talented, strong sense of teamwork. Yeah, very independent. So, he's very talented, strong sense of teamwork. I'm not sure about that because I never worked with him, but something about the narrow mind though, like the narrow view of things sometimes when they, because they're so, I don't know, they just believe in that thing and that's all they believe. It's very hard to crack it open sometimes, I find.
It's interesting. True. Actually, my grandma has that kind of like, once they stick on it, they hammer it all the way. You're like,
Mm,
why?
yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, it's
yeah.
kind of like that. You don't really broaden out to that. Interesting.
Like I sometimes find it's very
My
hard.
grandma's a rat.
Like for me, I always try to understand, even if we don't agree on the same views, right? But I always try to understand from their point of view. But like, I feel like for him to understand my point of view, it's like it's a no go. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I will still like agree to disagree, but for him, it's like no, it's this way, and I'm like, okay.
Interesting. Oh, by the way, I have two. I mean, we have maternal and paternal grandma. So I'm talking about my maternal grandma because one
Mm,
is a snake and I think the other one's a rat. I think so.
mm.
So, yeah, interesting. I must ask my mom. Like, was Mama like? All right, let's talk about the careers. Right? Okay. A good insight and sharp perspective. Rats have a good judgment in what they do, and it enables them to prevent unnecessary problems. Cautious and meticulous, they tend to show a serious attitude towards work. So careers include administrators, directors, managers, entrepreneur, broadcasters, writers, musicians, stand-up comedians, politicians, lawyers, researchers, and racing car drivers. Okay. Building relationships. So because they have this active nature, rats tend to enjoy a very flexible social circle. They love to attend all kinds of social occasions. They like to make new friends, but they seldom further their relationship with others. Charming, and they can attract more friends. Now, in love relationships, they tend to find it easy to start a new relationship, but they also tend to break it off rather easily as well. So it's a bit of trouble with infidelity. All right, lucky months 2, 5, 9. Unlucky months is 4, 10, and 12. Again, lunar months. Okay, let's go to the ox. Wow, when I hear the ox, I think of strength, like perseverance. So again, when you
They
think
are
of
very hardworking individuals.
they are very hardworking. So
Yeah.
honest in nature, ox are diligent, dependable, strength, and determination. Because they have this personality, these traits, patience, and desire to progress, they can achieve their goals by consistent effort. They're not really influenced very much by others or their environment. So they do things according to their ideas and their capabilities. Now, before doing anything, they plan, detailed steps. They are just really strong. They have strong faith and they have that physical strength to keep going through it. They're not usually good at communicating with others, even thinking that it's not worthwhile. Now, don't even bother telling you. They're kind of stubborn and they stick to their ways. All right, this year, horoscope 2023, it is the second animal. Number 4 is the rabbit. So 2 and 4 are in positions to help each other. So the ox are going to be lucky this year. You still need to work hard and you need to seize the moment and opportunity to make it even more successful. Wealth projection is going to fluctuate a little bit. But if you're in business, it's going to be prosperous. So earnings are going to start rolling in. Single ox people, you're likely to meet a partner. And if you already have a partner, it's going to get along really, really well. All right, compatible signs with the ox. Rat, snakes, and roosters. Not so compatible with the tigers, horses, goats, and monkeys. Lucky number 1 and 4, combination of. Lucky colors is white, yellow, and green. You got some flowers, tulips, and peaches. And north and north. Wait, there are two directions, north and south. Unlucky things, or at least your numbers, is 5 and 6, or combination 56, 65. Unlucky color is blue, and your unlucky direction is southwest. Let me see. My best friend was an ox. So I think she was a water ox. That's right. So 1973. Hardworking, ambitious, tenacious, ability to endure hardship, strong sense of justice, and keen observational abilities. Oh my goodness, so true.
Is it?
Yeah, she was one of the most hardworking people I have ever met in my life. Despite all the she was a writer and journalist, so there was so much difficult times working 18-hour days and stuff like that, so a lot of hardship, but she persevered. And so true. Water ox, that is definitely the trait.
Nice.
Okay, careers. A symbol of hard work. Ox people always work hard at everything and they stick to it to finish it. A serious and responsible attitude towards work. They can come up with different approaches to their tasks. A keen eye on details and admirable work ethic. So the careers: agriculture, manufacturing, pharmacy, mechanics, engineering, draftsmanship, artistry, politics, real estate, interior design, painting, carpentry, or quarry work. Ox people are not good at communicating when in building relationship. So they'll have less social intercourse. Prefer to stay alone and they enjoy a solitude, and they don't really like to participate in big groups. When it comes to love, they tend to keep long-term relationships with their lovers. Frequent changes make them really uncomfortable. Interesting. My friend, she was into politics as a journalist. So draftmanship, maybe that's something that they do. I don't know. But she was into politics, and there was this point about sense of let me look at it again. There was a sense of justice. I think one of their traits. So yeah, sense of justice. So she was so into the politics in Malaysia that anytime something was just not right, she'd get all riled up about it because it's not fair, it's not right. It's so interesting.
It is very interesting. And like I just I don't know anybody in the year of ox up until my niece was born. So she's like a baby ox, right? So I don't really know when like I don't really know if she'll like be like that, but just reading off of the personality of ox, I can already tell that it's the type of personality that I will be really attracted to. And then when it says that, you know, roosters are compatible with ox and snake, I can already tell like these are the type of people that have such a strong work ethic and foundation in terms of personality that I am so attracted to them. Like I feel attracted to this sign of people.
Yeah.
All right, I
Okay.
think that's our last one, the tiger.
The tiger. Yes, we've gone one full circle. And this was last year, right? So this year, the tiger is gonna have a good year. Now let's talk about personality. So I know, let me see, I think I know a few tigers. Obviously, my eldest brother is a tiger. So let's talk about his personality or tiger personality. Brave, competitive, unpredictable, and confident. They are very charming and well liked by others. But sometimes they are impetuous, irritable, and overindulgent. Stubborn personality and tough judgment. They work actively and they express themselves boldly, doing things in a high-handed manner. They are authoritative and they never go back on what they have said. Great confidence and indomitable fortitude. They are competent leaders. They will not make preparations for anything, but they'll handle things as they come along. Oh, it's like my brother, okay?
Oh my gosh.
He's like, when it came to schoolwork, they will, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And again, very like confident, I'll get it through. They'll express themselves, they're very tough, very stubborn. But when push comes to shove, they're like, I'll figure it out. All right. For the year of 2023, okay, your overall fortune is on the rise. So you're destined to have a very comfortable in work and life. In 2023, due to the help of noble benefactors, tiger people, you will have a better career experience and there will be a greater chance for promotion and salary increases. Compared to 2022, the wealth, there is a little bit of a downward trend, but because you have that career luck, it's going to balance out. So your income is actually going to increase compared to last year. Love is a good year for you, so there'll be an upward trend and you'll meet a lot of kind people, and with their help, if you're single, you'll find many suitable friends of the opposite sex. Compatibility. Tigers, horse, dogs, pigs. Least compatible with the ox, snakes, goats, and monkeys. Lucky numbers 1, 3, 4 combination. And lucky colors, blue, gray, orange. Lilies, and I don't know what flower this is, Cineraria. Lucky direction, east, north, and south. Unlucky number 6, 7, 8 are the combination. Unlucky color is brown and your unlucky direction is southwest. So my brother is born in the year of 1947. So it's he's a wood tiger.
Oh, 74.
Yeah, 74.
Mhm.
Compassionate, expansive, and open.
Mm.
Maybe. I think so. Yeah, maybe. Career-wise, so they're called the king of all animals. They are born with leadership skills and they're respected by others. So any career where they can be leaders, that's most suitable for them. So we're looking at advertising agents, office managers, travel agents, actors, writers, artists, pilots, flight attendants, musician, comedian, chauffeurs. Now, in the early years, careers are not going to be so smooth, but then after the 30s, that's when they start to thrive. So they find their direction and gather wealth. When it comes to building relationships, tigers always have the dominant role. They do not like to communicate with others. So they're not really good at coordinating. But you need to have, like, if you are dealing with a tiger, understanding and patience and tact is needed. Now, in love relationships, tigers cannot show deep affections to their partners because they lack that sense of romance. So if you're a partner with a tiger, you gotta kind of keep up with them. All right, lucky months, 3, 7, and 10 lunar months. And then this month is not lucky for you. Maybe it's kind of like flowing from the previous year. Then 4 and 5, and then 11 is also a little unlucky. Oh my God.
Amazing.
You know, can we just go back to that slide with the okay, this one. You know, when they say that tigers are like kind of winging it, you know, they'll do everything, they'll wing it. And I can see why they're not compatible with the oxes, because
Yeah.
they're all really like diligent, they want to plan, they want to make sure
Yeah.
everything's detailed. And then you got this tiger who's like, nah, figure it out.
That's probably why I wouldn't be attracted to this sign myself either. And since I'm more compatible with ox and snake, I feel like I wouldn't be compatible with tiger so much. I don't like winging it too much. Like sometimes I wing it, but only if it's like on vacation and I don't like I'm literally just winging the vacation, right? Like you can just veg during the vacation, but for work and for anything else, I like to be a bit prepared. That's funny though. But you know, there's all kinds of personality and you need all of them in this world. There's no such thing as like a good sign or a bad sign. They all just have different personality traits, and even your different element will also affect how you are, and it's just like a very general guide. So yeah, but anyway, I hope you guys were interested and saw some of the things in your sign. Let us know if the how accurate you found it to be. And just as a reminder, tomorrow we do have an members episode, so tune in, members. And just a little plug here, if you want to be part of our membership, because we always welcome more members, just go to our homepage, like our YouTube, you know, our channel page, and click on the join button, and then you'll get a choice of 2 different types of channel membership. And that is it for the slides today. A lot that we had to go through, but it was super fun.
It was intense. I saw some comments about like some differing readings, and you know what, it's true. Like if you, which is why we only chose like one source, because every source was slightly different, but everyone agreed that the year of the rabbit, if you are a rabbit, it is not the lucky year for you. At least every other source agrees on that. But the rest is sort of like, you know, there's a mixture of everything. So again, just take it with a grain of salt, have some fun with it. I personally like to take, when I read all these sources for myself as a dog, I would take all the bad stuff and I'm like, okay, I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to avoid that. So I'm kind of like covering my bases when it comes to the unlucky things. But when it's lucky stuff, I'll be like, okay, great. You know, just have that in the background. But the unlucky things, I'll be like, okay, watch out for this. So that's how I kind of like navigate the different readings.
And I'm just going to pull this comment because I want to comment about this. So Jen says, my mom's a tiger, but she's super prepared ahead of time. The thing is, like, Jen, like, I think these are generally the personality traits of each of the signs, but you know, everyone grows up in different households, environments, different parents, different teachers, different people that kind of led and influenced their lives. So they can change a lot. Like for me, I thought a lot of the stuff that was said about me, like about, you know, but being boastful and vain and like literally being always talking about my accomplishments. I don't think I always do that. And I think because I've never been, you know, I never really grew up super confident. I don't really do that. But maybe it was in my personality. It could be. But maybe that's why I kind of balance it out, because maybe the innate me is kind of like, yeah, I like to be heard. I like to be this and that. But I never grew up like that. And you get influenced by your surroundings a lot, right? So it's not going to be 100%. And a lot of times, depending on the type of people that you hang out with, they also um, kind of influence you to either become more like them, not because they want you to, but you just kind of become more like people that you're surrounded with. So you feed off of some of their personality traits too, right?
True,
Yeah,
true.
yeah. So
And
you,
you
you
know,
do
you're
adapt to your
really into
environment.
this kind of stuff like astrology and Chinese astrology. That's even the Western one, which is like your what is it sign? The other sign, whether you're a Pisces or you're born under the
Yeah.
Leo star. Oh my gosh! If you mix everything together, you're like, wow, this is why my personality is so in you know Malaysian words like rojak. It's like just mixed up together, just like a whole dish that's like a concoction of personality traits. You're like, oh, okay, I get an understanding of myself. But then obviously the environment, external factors will say, okay, which of these traits will need to really rise up to help you adapt? So I kind of think of it that way.
I thought this was really funny. Joe said that her little your girl, right? Your little daughter chewed up all the stuff that you got. She's a rat. You're a rat. Gotten her hands on everything in the house, keyed the sofa, tore up the wallpaper. I think we've all done that, but some kids more than others, right?
And
So
you know what?
sometimes,
I'm sorry, but as a kid, I wasn't. Like my personality, my mom was telling me,
well, I
I
haven't done that either.
yeah, I would sit down. I'm a quiet baby, and
Mm.
I'll be like, okay, leave me alone.
But I think we all have destructed something, right? All have broken something in our childhood. I think it's normal because we're still learning. But I do think that some kids do destruct more than others,
They're
right?
more active. They have that hyperactive one. Like, woo, okay. I'm like, no, okay. Cute.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny, Rebecca. She's in the year of pig. Not good with keeping my money at all. I have no chill. You know what? Some signs of animals are like that. Like they can accumulate a lot of, I mean, they can make a lot of wealth, but it's harder for them to save it, to accumulate it, you know? So it's always spending, always going out. Like a lot comes in, but a lot goes out too. Whereas some personalities, like they can make a lot or they can make less, but they can save a lot. So they can accumulate a lot even though they make less. So it's very interesting. Every animal is so different.
I'm gonna pull this one from Jade. Jade and Year of the Rabbit, cat here.
Hmm.
I am not artistic at I'm not at all artistic, but I am in the law profession. Was hoping to buy a house this year. So I think lawyers are actually really artistic. Not artistic as in painting, but they are really they, you kind of
You have
need to
to
be
be,
creative. Yeah, and always, on thinking creative, and because I
yeah,
work with lawyers in my company creating, they have to be almost
think outside the box or have
yeah, think
more.
outside of the box, because
Yeah.
we're so straight, but they have to be creative and think outside the box and figure out how to get the best way to write a contract. But still, it's actually to me really creative and artistic. It's a skill, so may not be directly like a painter, but still.
it also could be because you like were maybe you just like I remember my school, we had art classes, and I felt like we had enough exposure to all kinds of different ways of, you know, making things with with like we had a lot of fun art classes, and I really did enjoy it back in the days. But it could be that your school had more or less of that, or maybe your parents were more or less of that. Like my mom, um even though, you know, her after immigrating to Canada, she's basically had to just give up a lot of what she used to do in Hong Kong, which is, you know, she used to be more artistic. She loves drawing, calligraphy, and she was trained as a nurse. But you know, she had to give up all of that when she came here, and it was all labor work, like very just monotonous. But she still kept, you know, when we were a little bit older, she still kept learning. Like she still went to you know, like the Chinese painting class and the calligraphy. So I, you know, I just watch her, and I, you know, if you have that interest, you will just you will slowly just even learn from watching. And I eventually even took some classes because my mom did that, and I liked it. And so sometimes maybe you just didn't have the influence in your life, so
Mhm.
you have less exposure to. So that could also be the reason. But it doesn't, I think we're all creative in our own ways. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be an artist every time to be creative, right? Sometimes even
So
coming up with
true.
ideas of content is creative. So yeah,
True.
you can be creative in your own way. But it just goes to show how interesting it is, in that um you know, even if you're born, like let's say if you're born in the exact same sign and same element, you can still be a very different individual. You can be very similar but still be quite different in many aspects. Oh my gosh, speaking of wallet, I think both Kat and I have been waiting for the perfect wallet to come by, because I still haven't found my perfect wallet. And I'm still waiting. Like we've made this wallet episode a long time ago, and I have yet to find my perfect wallet. We shall find our perfect wallet soon.
Exactly. I'm still looking for one. And I need to, like, this year I will buy a wallet because my my existing wallet is, well, it's seen better days, so I'm gonna replace it. And also, part of feng shui is the wallet is where you we talked about it, where you it's where you keep your wealth, and your it's supposed to be precious, and you need to take care of it. So if you have like a dinky looking wallet today, it's time to change your wallet. Not only the color, right? If your wallet is peeling and tearing, and the leather's coming off, or the plastic's coming off, or the paint is coming off, it's time to change your wallet and get a fresh new one that protects your wealth. So
Mhm.
that's also feng shui. Because my wallet was like, I was like, oh no, no wonder my wealth is going down.
But you know, speaking of the um like everyone's horoscope, I think it's you know, every sign will have ups and downs, I feel, and sometimes we'll have more luck that particular year. And you know, you can only do your best. And I feel like this pretty reasonable for, yeah, a lot of signs I feel like are similar in a way that they will have some sort of ups and downs, and some signs will have to work even extra hard, and then some signs will have a lot easier time this year. I think it's pretty reasonable to expect that, because life is like that, full of
Mm.
ups and downs. And sometimes you feel very lucky that year. You just feel like very well accomplished and everything went easy. And it's just such as life, right? But yeah, I do feel that because you know, before we came into this episode, because we decided on the topic a while ago, I was reading about this, like I was already kind of researching, and I do feel, and I have to agree, that different sites will have different predictions. And so it's kind of hard. We couldn't really combine all kinds of site to make one sign for each. predictions for each sign, so we just went with one. But again, these are just one person's prediction, right? So like just take it with a grain of salt. In general, we should all always be more careful, be mindful, taking care of ourselves, our health, our friends and family, and yeah, you just try your best. But seeing that my colors are red, sorry, not red. Red is not the lucky color. Seeing that my lucky color is yellow, brown, and gold, those are the things I'm gonna try to get this year. More brown, more gold.
More gold. Oh, you know, there's another thing that they say to not peck the tear, is it? Get rid of bad
Okay,
luck.
yeah.
Peck tear is to wear jade. And
Yes.
jade is something that is protective. So you feel like, okay, not really sure how you're gonna handle it up and down. Go and get yourself something jade, jade ring or jade necklace. It's supposed to draw like good luck and also help you ward off bad luck. So yeah, go get yourself jade, excuse for shopping. Jade earrings, something jade, which is why in the Chinese culture, a lot of people wear jade bangles and they wear it for life. So I remember my grandma had that jade, like a bangle for the longest time. And they believe that if you ever break your jade, for some reason, it's been taking so much bad luck that one day you gently touch the table and it just breaks apart. It just means that the jade has done all it can do, so you need to replace it. Like don't put it back together because it has taken its last hit at protecting you. So yeah, jade.
I think my aunt, who's from Hong Kong, she visited the most often of all the aunts, I think, or when I visited them, and I remember she was wearing jade, and I'm like, how do you remove it? She's like, I never remove it. I'm like, but how did you put it in? And she's like, well, that was a long time ago when she was a lot thinner or younger. I'm like, oh, I never even I never met anybody like that before. I guess it's funny because I only met my Hong Kong family for the first time when I was 9 years old, because I was born and raised here, and then there was nobody else that I knew here really. So for me, it's like I sort of like learn something new when I visit them, and a lot of it is throughout the years, right? It's not like when I was 9, I don't remember everything when I visited them when I was 9, but it was when I went back when I was 18, and then like 20 something, 30 something, and then more recently when my nephew was born. So all of those, you just find out new things every time, which is very interesting, like the different cultures. All right, I don't think I see any
Oh, here we go. I
Oh,
see one from
Shiza,
Corinne.
thank you. I know I try to wear this jacket every time. Like we were just talking about we were just talking about, oh, this episode we're gonna do Chinese New Year, right? Feng Shui. And I was like, oh, I'll wear my Chanel jacket. And then Kat's like, you already wore that last time. I'm like, really? I did? This is like the only jacket that I have that looks like Chinese, even though
I was
it's
gonna
the
wear
Chanel jacket.
the Cheongsam, the black one, but then when I checked our episode, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm wearing the same one. Like, maybe not. And I decided to go with green because it's my lucky color.
I just went with it because it's like the only jacket that really looks Asian. I mean, it is
Really nice.
Asian inspired, right? This one was the Seoul Paris Chanel collection. So that's why I don't really have a ton of places to go where I can wear this jacket. I just have to try harder to wear it, that's all.
Okay, I'll pull this one from Corinne. So I received a Loewe wallet from a friend many years ago, but it's red. Since red is my lucky color this year, can I use it? I think so.
Yeah.
I think the color feng shui that we did was more general to every. It's just general cuts across. But if this is your lucky color, I think it'll work. It's like it's like red is not necessarily a bad color, because in red, for like in Chinese, wear more red. during Chinese New Year? It's supposed to bring luck and
Generally, right? That's why everyone wears red on Chinese New Year. But like I said, it's all very superstition as well. And a lot of a lot of these things I didn't really grow up knowing, because obviously I was born and raised here. We don't even have an official holiday for Chinese New Year. It's only just, we know it's Chinese New Year, so my mom would make zai and all those things. Like we would eat, family reunion,
yum.
but that's just something we do within the family, but there's no official celebration. I mean, in Chinatown they'll have the dragons and stuff like that, but that's still just within the Chinese community. So you just believe what you want to believe, basically, and you can just disregard the rest. Honestly, like I didn't really, they say don't wash your hair for like a whole week or something. I'm like, how do you not wash your hair for a whole week? That's almost impossible, right? I mean, I will do a certain extent. I will avoid washing it on the day of Chinese New Year, but I can't like
Yeah.
not do it for the whole week. That's just crazy. You
I
know what I
remember when
mean?
I was younger, like when I was really young, and of course the Chinese New Year celebration in my family was more because more people were around. And on the first day of Chinese New Year, you're not supposed to wash anything, like no
Right.
plates, not washing your hair, anything. And I remember taking it to the extreme. Like I said, don't wash the cups. I would go around the
Oh,
house.
really?
Don't wash it. Don't sweep the floor. Don't do this. I mean, I was so young that time because I remember hearing this one of few superstitions that my grandma would tell me. Then I'll be like, yes, we must do it. Okay, so no washing, no sweeping the floor, no washing the cups. And if I hear like water in the kitchen, I'm like, don't wash the cups. But obviously, over time, it's like it's just a rinse. It's just a rinse.
Yeah, I mean, I think even Chinese people, a lot of them, they just take it with a huge grain of salt, because it's impossible to not do those things. Like, here, not wash your hair for a whole month. Like, come on, that's just way crazy.
But they do
That's
it,
just
you
not
know. They
hygienic.
they say that what is it like ho leong, very cooling, and then the all the heat from the head. Yeah, during that, if you have a child and you go into the confinement house, I guess, and you'll be taken care of for the whole month. Every
Yeah.
day you have soup boiled for you. They actually don't. They say you don't wash your hair. So I have friends who came out after like 2 weeks. Their head is like greasy, and I'm like, you haven't washed your hair? It's like,
I
no, they
know.
won't let me. But then they'll let you use things like
Dry
is it
shampoo?
dry shampoo?
Nowadays, yeah. But back then there was no dry shampoo.
Yeah, back then. Yeah, I don't know how you did it. How
Yeah,
did
I can't even imagine, because like I don't do, like, I don't go to a gym or anything. I don't do strenuous exercise. And even I have to at least wash my hair every 3 days. That's like the minimum. So
Mhm.
I can't even imagine not doing it for a week or a month. That's just crazy.
But if you read all this like no shampoo thing, apparently, okay, I don't know, I'm not if you try it, let us know. If you don't wash your hair after like a week or 2 weeks, it sort of mod moderates itself. Like your scalp will like, okay, like figure out, okay, you're not getting washed, so we better not produce too much oil, and then it will regulate itself. I don't know, but anyway.
Maybe it will regulate in a sense that it won't produce as much oils anymore, because it already is so oily. It won't produce any more oils. Oh my goodness.
Oh, oh my
Well, we hope
god.
you had fun, and if you've just just arrived to the live stream, you can always go back and when it's your sign, you can just take a screenshot of it, and then just you can read it, take with as much seriousness and unseriousness as you want with it, right? Like for me and Kat, I read some of the stuff, I'm like, oh, it's so true, I don't know. And I'm like, I feel like some things has already happened, but I'm like, you know what, I'll just do what I usually do, which is I just try my best at the
Mhm.
whatever is given to me, the situation, you just make the best out of it and life will go on, right? Life will be fine.
Exactly.
So but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as a reminder, members, we have an episode tomorrow. It'll be a fun one, and we'll be sharing a lot of exclusive. Well, I haven't heard anyone talk about that yet, like secrets, sneak peeks anyway. So I think it will be fun. But yeah, is there anything you want to add, Kat?
Don't forget to like this video
Yeah,
because
we
that was a
like
lot of slides.
a lot of
Yeah.
sweat and heart, and like, you know, we will do this still every year, but I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
really
now we've
fun.
got a good template going, so it'll be good to repeat it every year. And I think it's just fun to look at it every Chinese New Year. Why not, right? Anyway, have a great night or day ahead of you. Good weekend, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.